Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, as you probably saw in the title, we're going to talk about brushes. This is the video I wish I would have seen when I first got started with makeup so that I wouldn't have wasted my money on all the wrong things, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take you guys through every single tool that you would need to get a full face of makeup like the one I'm wearing today. I did film the way I did this makeup with those exact brushes and the sponge too I'm going to tell you guys about, so that you guys can see how to use brushes in different ways and how like these specific brushes will help you achieve a full face of makeup, and you can have them at a very affordable price. The first time I ever bought a set of brushes, I bought it at CVS, I believe, and it was a little kit of EcoTools brushes that were double-ended, and they helped me for a long time, but it wasn't at all like the brushes that I would have picked if I knew back then what brushes I needed to start my brush collection and what brushes I needed to be able to achieve a full face of makeup. So I hope this video is helpful to you. I know that, again, if back then I would have known this or I would have seen a video like this, it would have been really helpful. So before you leave, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. That's always really appreciated. So let's just go ahead and get started. Also, I wanted to say the reason I chose Morphe to do this video is because of the affordability factor. A lot of my brushes that I use on a daily basis are not Morphe. I have some Real Techniques brushes, I have some Sephora collection brushes, and I also have some Sigma brushes that I use. And I use them all kind of interchangeably, but I thought of doing this video with Morphe because Morphe is the most affordable brush brand that I own that sells professional makeup brushes, and I was able to make this little like set, let's call it a set. I was able to like build this little set with the sponge and everything at a price that was right under $50, which I think is a really great value for the brushes that are going to be able to help you achieve a full beat, basically. So when I first started my makeup today, I did my eyebrows with my Brow Wiz, and then after that I applied primer with my hands like I normally do, and then I applied foundation. I used my Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and I used the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Radiance drops to mix them in with my foundation so that the foundation would look even glowier than it normally looks, and I really like the look afterwards. And then to blend that out, I used this sponge right here. As you can see, it's dirty right now because I used it to do this makeup look, and you're gonna see the rest of the brushes are also dirty because I just finished using them. So this sponge, I'm going to be real with you guys, this is not a Morphe sponge, but the reason I chose this one is because I don't have any Morphe sponges at the moment, but I was looking at the Morphe website last night and I saw that they have a sponge that looks exactly like this one, except it's red. Like, it is literally the same thing. And they have other sponges, they're all red, they have different shapes. Honestly, you can choose whichever shade of sponge you want to use. They're all $6.99. I'm going to show you how I use this one specifically. If you see any other like sponge shape you want to buy, you could also get another one because I saw that they all run at exactly $6.99. So any of those little sponges will work. So I used the bigger flat side of this one to kind of smooth all the foundation all over my skin, and then I used the smaller size to get right underneath my eye. For corrector, I first applied my Bobbi Brown Peach corrector, and then on top of that I went in with the Touche Claw concealer or luminizer from Yves Saint Laurent. And then I went in with a little bit of my NARS Creamy Concealer in the color Vanilla to add a little bit more coverage where I needed it. So after that, I used my Kat Von D setting powder. I also applied this one using my sponge. I grabbed it from the little container with the sponge, and I put a fair amount of it underneath my eyes to bake a little bit, and any remaining parts I put around my nose, my forehead, my chin, any place I wanted to set. And then the way that I took that off, I will talk to you guys in a second about. So the next thing I wanted to show you was this one right here. This is the Morphe M437 brush. And this one I use for contour and bronzer. Today I only used a bronzer. I got my trusty Stila bronzer in medium that I love to use, and I use this one to bronze and contour with. So I put it all around the forehead. I put it from the top of the ear down the side of the chin, and I also put it right underneath the jawline, like you can see in these images. This brush is really great for that because it has very nice and soft bristles that are going to apply enough product and are going to help you blend it and diffuse it. This brush is multifunctional, so I showed you in this video that I use it just for bronzer, and I would use it for contour if I were to be applying contour right now. But you can also use it for blush or to remove the powder that we have baking underneath the eyes or any of that. Then for blush, I went with a different brush, and the reason that I wanted to have, even though you could use either one of these brushes for both contour and blush, I wanted you to have both of them because on a daily basis, you realistically don't wash or clean the brushes after every application. So I wanted you to have a brush that you could only use for bronzer so that it only has like those tones and those shades, and one that you could use for blush. So for blush today, I used the Morphe M530, which is this one right here, and the blush that I applied was Melba by MAC. So again, this brush you could use for blush, you could use for contour, for bronzer, to take the powder that you have baking off, any of those things. But I chose this one for blush because it applies blush really nicely. And that way you can have a brush that's specifically assigned to blush only. The next brush I want to tell you guys about was the Morphe M510. And the first thing I did with this one was actually take the baking from underneath my eyes and swipe it off. And also went over the nose and the forehead with it so that I could swipe away any powder that I had deposited there so that my makeup would look nice and smooth. After I used this brush to take off the loose powder, this is one of my favorite brushes to use for highlighter. So the highlighter I applied today is also by MAC, and it is called Show Gold. It's a really pinky, goldy highlight. I've been loving it lately. So I'm applying it with this brush because this brush is smaller, so it gives me more precision when I want to put it right on top of my cheekbones. So the next brush that I want to tell you guys about is this one right here. This is the M433 by Morphe, and this is the blending brush that I chose because this brush has a thinner flatter side and a fatter one that you can use. So first I used it in the way that it would distribute the shadows fatter, I guess, so that that way I could put my base and my transition colors that way. And then for the second color, I twisted the brush to the thinner side because this time I wanted to deposit the color a little bit more close up on the crease of the eye. And so I went on with this like burnt orangey kind of shade, and I deposited it there with the brush folded to this side. And then what I did to blend it further, because sometimes I will have a brush for the transition color and a brush for the color in the crease, but this time I wanted to use it for both because we have a budget here. So what I did afterwards was I normally always have a little piece of Bounty paper towel sitting right in front of my mirror, and that's where I put the brushes so that the table doesn't get as sturdy. So I just swipe the excess off on the sheet of paper towel, and then I go back on and I'm able to blend out the burnt orange shade into the shade that we put as transition. I also use this brush to deposit the transition color underneath my eye because the thin side is thin enough that goes right underneath the eye without bringing the smokiness too down on the eye. This brush here, the M506, I have been absolutely loving lately because it works for so many different things. So this one I used to put the deeper color on the outer corner of my eye, and after putting the color there, I also brought the color into my crease a little bit using this very nice and defined brush. And then after depositing the color there, I went back with my Morphe M433 to blend that color out a little bit. but this tiny blending brush definitely helped me to get the precision I wanted on the crease of my eye. Besides that, I also used it to put the burnt orangey shade underneath the eye to give my eye a more smoky effect. And there's just so many different things you could use this brush for. You could also use it for the inner corner highlight. You could use it to highlight underneath the brow. It's a very multifunctional brush, but these are the things that I use it for today. The next brush that I want to tell you guys about is the shader brush, the M415 by Morphe. To be 100% completely honest with you guys, this is not that brush. This is actually the a Sigma brush that I own, but in looking to make my kids, I realized I didn't have any shading brushes from Morphe. So I went on the website, and the one that looked most similar to the brushes that I normally use to put the shadow on the eyelid of my eye was the M415. So it literally looks kind of just like this one, and I simply use it to pack the color on the eyelid of my eye. So this is what you see me doing here. I'm just packing the color on and putting it in 3/4 of my eyelid, blending it into that darker color on the outer corner of the eye. And then I have another very special brush that I love to use, and it's the Morphe M213. This completes our kit. This brush I use for many things today during this eye look. The first thing I used it for was to clean up underneath my eyebrow with a little bit of concealer, which you can see in these images right here. I then went on to use it on the right underneath the eyebrow again, but this time just to place a shimmery highlight shadow on there. I also used it to put the shimmery shadow on the inner corner of my eye, and I used it as well, that you can see here, to smudge the very dark purpley color on the outer corner of the eye and make it match the top of the eyelid. So this brush you could literally put everywhere around your eye, and it'll make any precision work be very easy. So this is the entire brush collection right here, and the sponge, which if you order it from Morphe, of course that's the link that I'm going to have down below, is going to be this one but in red. So let's quickly go over the prices. The sponge is $6.99. The M530 brush, this one right here, is $9.99. We have the M437, which is this one right here, and it's also $9.99. We have this one here, the highlighter brush, and this is the M510. This one is $7.99. And then I have my blending brush, this one right here, the M433, which is $5.99. We have the shader brush, which is the M415, $5.99. And we have the small blending brush also for $5.99. This is the M506 brush. And then last but not least, we have the little smudger brush. This is the M213, and this one's only $1.99. This is literally the best $1.99 you could spend on a brush is this right here. So when we add all of them up, the total comes out to be exactly $54.92. Now I said this was a set for under $50, and I did have to take into account that Morphe has affiliate codes. Any of your favorite like big YouTubers, they probably all have an affiliate code with Morphe. The one I normally use when I shop is the Jaclyn Hill code, which is Jack Attack. It's JACATTACK, and that gets you 10% off of your shopping cart basically. And so that after the discount is going to be $5.42, comes out to be $49.50. So that makes this little tool set be right under $50, which I think is an incredible price for these brushes that you could literally do any makeup look with. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, I wish that I had someone show me what the best brushes were for like a starter kit, so that I didn't have to waste my money on a bunch of brushes that ultimately didn't give me the results that I wanted. And then Morphe does charge you for shipping if you spend under $75, so then that would have to be a little bit of a separate charge, but I'm sure it's gonna be like $5 more, so you'll end up paying $55 or around there for everything, for the brushes to be delivered at your house. Also, I wanted to mention, guys, this is not what my final look was. I did apply falsies and everything earlier, and I took some pictures. If you want to check them out, they're at my Instagram. It's at Patty C. Alonso. I'm gonna have it written right over here for you guys to go and follow me. So you can also follow me on Twitter and Snapchat at the same handle, Patty C. Alonso, so you guys can keep up with all of the good stuff that is happening. Thank you so much, guys, for watching my video. Let me know, please, in the comments below if this was helpful to you. I think normally brush kits run more expensive than this, and the ones that are around this price or less expensive, they never have the right brushes. It's really hard to find a brush kit that has all the right brushes. You normally always need something else. They're always missing something. So this is why I wanted to do this, because with this, you literally won't need another brush. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have other brushes, but you literally could do any kind of makeup look with these brushes that I've just shown you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!